welcome back to my channel Madden Backlog Series. Today's video is how fake gameplay and features are in Madden 23. Before we get too deep into this, please click the like icon, click the subscribe and notification icon so you will be informed when a new video has been posted. This is not field sense. This is matrix sense. Here's the video I promised from last year to show you how Madden passing is unrealistic by using actual NFL footage as proof. I won't go deep into how fans have been indoctrinated into believing the hype of how much control a QB has over the game. I learned back in the 90s to stop believing the cliches and believe my eyes and my experience of the game, of which you can do in your own backyard. You do not have to be an NFL QB to realize the limits a QB actually has in the passing game. I'm about to share a video from Law Nation Sports where he and fellow YouTubers broke down what Shannon Sharpe said on his show about 2 CeeDee Lamb routes in the Packers game. If you are a Cowboys fan, like I am, Law Nation Sports is a good YouTube to follow. A lot of knowledge presented by him and other YouTube channels he sometimes teams up with about the game. I receive no perks or no money. It is just a channel I follow and respect, and they have the video. Please pay close attention to what Shannon Sharpe says. Regardless of how you feel about him, pay attention to his point. Look, I don't agree with a lot of what he has said in the past, but he is on point here. Then I will tie it back in to the Madden clip I just showed you.
There's no way Dak Prescott is going to throw that ball on a post that flat with the safety standing there unless he's anticipating somebody crossing the safety's face. I said what's happening is that these guys are ad-libbing, and Dak is throwing in anticipation, Skip. The safety, I'm supposed to break the route at 10, but I see the safety at 10. Instead of me going 8, crossing his face, I go 12 behind him. Well, Dak's going to throw the ball because he's like, oh yeah, he's going to cut across his face. I'm going to hit him, boom, touchdown. You go behind the safety, Dak hit the safety between the numbers. What? Skip, CeeDee Lamb has been a receiver far too long to keep making these blunders like this. Now, we just saw it last week against Chicago. He did the exact same thing and Eddie Jackson picked it. Bro, you cannot tie the quarterback up like that. He's dropping back, his back foot is hit. He said, I already know. I ain't know where in hell this man gonna cut behind the safety and leave me exposed like this. Don't show. I see CD go to him after the play like, bro, what? I see Dak to him talk on the sideline. So ain't no way 2 guys talk to, and you right. I'm like, been there, done that. You can't do the quarterback like that, Skip. You have to, even if you run into it, you can't leave the quarterback exposed, because if you go behind him, he's going to hit the safety in the chest. Both times Dak hit the safety in the chest because he's anticipating the receiver crossing the safety's face.
Yep.
And those 2 turnovers, what did it do? Gave the Packers for it. It didn't give them. They drove the ball still.
In the real game of football, you have to respect the craft of route running and quarterback communication. This wide receiver, or tight end, I should say, is running a crossing pattern from right to left. It's basically supposed to go here. Now, as the throw is made, as you can see, and this is not a lob, it's not really even I wouldn't even call it a touch pass. I believe when I threw this, it said bullet. Think about that for a second. So you have a defender right here for a bullet pass, right? He's right there. You're running across field on a crossing pattern, and this bullet is coming in. But now you're overrun that bullet. The defender ignores it and chases you, or just stands there in amazement. But you, as a tight end, matrix over to the ball. You've heard me say this for years now. Matrix. That's all it is. You're not going to do this in the game of football. You've heard me say this for years. You're not going to do this in real football. And you've seen this not happen in real football. If you remember Tom Brady overthrowing Welker on the wrong shoulder and the effect that it created, it was a pass that went off his hands and dropped. Now, different people will blame Welker, different people will blame Brady because he was open. I mean, there's no reason to have thrown a ball on the wrong shoulder, but he did. But you're not able to change a route like this, especially on a bullet pass. He's not going to turn around like this and then suddenly make that catch. He's not even looking back for the ball. He's looking over there, and he hasn't even looked back even during a catch. The catch is right there. How does he know the balls are going to be right there? If you saw Shannon Sharp deliver a message on the Dallas and Packers game, and what he said about CeeDee Lamb, who ran a post route as opposed to the in route that the quarterback was expecting. You can't just matrix a player to a spot or a new route, especially with a bullet pass. And just like in that game, it wasn't done. That was reality. This is arcade. You can think back to the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cowboys 1995 Super Bowl, where the guy was expecting his receiver to be running maybe a hitch route or whatever, and he wasn't there. He was downfield. And the ball was intercepted, not once, but twice. I knew once they started talking about this that it would be exaggerated, because everything that they've put out in this game comes out exaggerated. Hit stick, it could be the catching. Remember the aggressive catching? They had to tame it down too. They had to tame down adding in that one-handed Odell Beckham catch, because then all of a sudden everybody was making it. Now you have everybody doing that tackle from behind by Aaron Donaldson from the Rams. The famous tackle where he grabbed the guy from getting a first down. So now everybody's doing that in the game. You see it so many times now in the game because it's repetition. Despite them saying they've added so many animations, that's one of the problems with animation dependency like that. You will get a lot of repetition. And this is matrix. It's not field sense, it's matrix sense. This ball should have been hitting the ground. He would have just been turning around and the ball would have hit the ground. That's it. He would not have turned around to make that catch. And I've seen this many times. I even have an earlier example of this when I started with this game, but I haven't posted. So all that hype that you hear now is going to begin to die down, or is dying down, because you have all of these plays that people are saying is unstoppable, can score on any at any time in the game, but yet you have a defense that can stop every play. So you've got a lot of false information out there, a lot of hype, but a lot of it's going to die down because there's a lot of fault still in this game. And now you've got more fault because they've added a new feature that, as you can see, is faulty. If you don't believe me, try it with a friend. Have them run a post pattern or a crossing pattern and you throw behind them and they don't expect it, and see what happens.